Welcome back. Amber Charter Schools is dedicated to providing an academically rigorous and well rounded education while fostering strong character development for students. With a commitment to academic excellence and community values, Amber has been making a significant impact since its founding. Here now is Amber Charter Schools co CEOs Kirsys Gomez and Veronica Almedina. Thank you both so much for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Now, can you share Amber Charter Schools' mission and how it guides the education and development of students?
Sure. You mentioned earlier a well rounded education. What we mean by that is the core subjects are essential, of course, but our goal is also to foster social emotional support and just overall support our children becoming good human beings. I think it's so important that children come to school not only to be mathematicians and great readers, but also to learn the importance of kindness and the importance of being a part of a community and giving back to that community.
Now, Amber Charter Schools was founded in 2000 by the Community Association of Progressive Dominicans. What was the inspiration behind its establishment and how has it evolved since then?
Of course. So it was created by ACDP, as you mentioned, with a view to open in Washington Heights. But unfortunately, we weren't able to find facilities at that time, so we opened in East Harlem. So our first location is in East Harlem. It was one of our first Latino-led charter school in New York State. And in 2016, we were able to open our second location, and this time we were able to go back to Washington Heights, but unfortunately, it was short-lived because it was temporary space, and we moved to Kingsbridge, which that's our second location, and now we're currently at the Inwood location. So we're not too far from Washington Heights, and there we serve our K to eight, our students from grades K to eight.
Now, the AMBER acronym reflects the school's core values. Can you explain how these values shape the school's culture and student experience?
Sure. So we celebrate these core values throughout the school year. Achievement, of course, is one of them, in which we make sure that every child gets to taste success and achieve, whether it's through the academics, whether through its sports and enrichment. We embrace and we celebrate that. There's also a responsibility, as mentioned earlier, right? Our goal is to ensure our students grow up with skills, lifelong skills, and being responsible and understanding, like, what's my responsibility as a student? What's my responsibility when I enter the Amber community? Respect is another one. How do we show up for one another? And honesty, how we hold ourselves accountable, tell the truth, and learn from our mistakes. And last but not least, community. And I keep going back to that one because we see this community as our second home, and we tell our students the same thing, and the importance of contributing not only to the community within Amber but the communities we're in, as Kirsty's mentioned, how we give back to East Harlem, the Washington Heights community, and our Kingsbridge Bronx campus as well.
Now, what makes AMBER's curriculum unique and how does it balance core academic subjects with enrichment programs?
Sure. So our students actually learn to swim. And studies show that if you don't learn how to swim by the age of 8, you probably are not going to swim in life. So to us, that experience is crucial, and then it brings about camaraderie. It also teaches students resilience, and so that's one component that we sort of bring into the academic day. Students also, through kindergarten and eighth grade, receive Spanish as a second language. The communities we serve are bilingual communities. And not only that, I tell the students one day you're all going to be applying for a job, and to be able to say you're bilingual, that's a value, a trait that you will forever have. And then, as I mentioned earlier, I think the community partnerships we have with our local Y, with Manhattan College in the Bronx, um, are just a few of the many that embrace what I consider a healthy balance between academic and enrichment programming.
Now, one, I want to say I love to hear that there are swimming classes. I wish
Right?
I had that when I was in school. And as we know, a lot of New Yorkers don't know how to swim. So I think it's amazing that you're kind of already thinking about like how can we set the children up for their futures where they can learn a life-saving skill like swimming or learning another language. I think that's amazing. So thank you for sharing that.
And I think swimming in their community, right? Knowing that we could partner with 92nd Y and the white school, and they know that this is something available in the community that they live. I think it's a huge impact for them because some of us don't even know there's swimming pools in these locations.
Right. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. Now,
Yeah.
I want to talk about the range of support Amber offers for students with disabilities, including counseling and specialized therapies. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Sure. Every campus throughout our network has a school counselor and social worker on site. I think coming out of the pandemic, we learned the value of this role even more than ever, and the need for students to have an outlet just to share their feelings, and have a safe place to do so. The other thing we offer throughout our campuses are occupational, physical therapies. We have speech pathologists that come on site to support our students. And I mean, to me, I think that's crucial, to be able to provide these relative services to the students who need that.
Now, Amber partners with local organizations and colleges like Manhattan College. Can you explain why it's so important for kids to kind of even just be in close proximity to, a higher education institution?
Sure. I'll actually share a recent experience we had that honestly brought me joy, to see. So, the Manhattan College women's basketball team has volunteered to read to our students, this past fall. And next week, in return, our students, all of the Kingsbridge campus, is going to their basketball game to cheer them on. I think to see a kindergartner, one, say, wow, you're really tall. And two, oh, you're a girl who plays basketball? And then I get to see you, and
Yeah.
you come here and you make time to read for me. I think opportunities and partnerships like this, like, not only bring joy to the work that we do and to our students, but it also has them see others who look like them, who are pursuing their dreams at a higher ed level. And so, to me, it is important that, we continue these partnerships with hopes that one day one of our Amber stars, as we call them, will come back and be reading, or be an alumni of Manhattan College.
Well, with that, I want to thank you both so much for joining us. I loved what I heard already. And I'm sure that there's so many people within our community that can really benefit from having their child attend a school like this. So thank you so much for joining this and sharing a little bit more about the community that you've built.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
For more information, you can visit the website at ambercharter.org and follow them on Instagram at Amber Charter Schools. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Open right after this.